Greetings, buonasera. Today I would like to discuss a movie I have mixed feelings about. It's the Netflix original film, The Two Popes. While a good watch and definitely entertaining, especially if you're a Catholic, I take many issues with this movie and how biased it is. As a really big fan of Joseph Ratzinger, I have a tremendous respect for him. I don't like the way that this movie portrayed him. I felt it was immensely unfair and painted him as somewhat of an antagonist in the movie while portraying Francis as the hero. Specifically, 2 points in the movie that seemed to me like the sin of detraction. The first instance I can think of is actually a real life problem where people attribute the title Nazi Pope to Pope Benedict XVI. Now, in the movie, we definitely humanized Pope Francis, aka Jorge Bergoglio, by talking about his checkered past in Argentina and how it related to the Dirty War. I thought that was a brilliant piece of storytelling. I think it's very interesting, and honestly, it's very fulfilling seeing Bergoglio, Jorge Bergoglio, Pope Francis, go from that environment and having that very rough past to sitting on the throne of St. Peter. It's a brilliant piece of storytelling, but it's also not entirely fair because they showed almost no humanity for Pope Benedict XVI. Now, people will slap lazy labels on him, like calling him the Nazi Pope, and it's easy to attribute that to him given the fact that he was a member of the Hitler Youth, which everybody knows was obligatory, by the way. But if people did just a little more research and learn the truth about Pope Benedict and Nazi Germany, one would hope that they would actually feel tremendous remorse for what they're saying. For those of you that don't know the story, Pope Benedict XVI had a cousin with Down syndrome that was executed by the Nazis. Now, imagine going through that, being forced to be a part of this Hitler Youth that you and your family is diametrically opposed to, having your cousin be ruthlessly murdered only for people to associate you with those people in the future. If we wanted to give Pope Benedict XVI a fair side in the movie, then we should have given him that backstory and talked about it in there just like we talked about Pope Francis in the Dirty War. But unfortunately, that's not what the studio executives wanted to do for whatever reason. Not to mention the scene where Pope Benedict XVI confessed to Jorge Bergoglio, who at the time was not yet Pope Francis, specifically regarding the scandals that involved Father Marcial. Now, anyone who has studied what actually happened with that, people would know that Pope Benedict XVI was actually the first one to attempt to clean up the mess. He was the first one to start defrocking priests, and he made tremendous waves. But this movie wants to paint him as someone who is responsible for it. Once again, I have tremendous respect for Pope Benedict XVI. I think he's a brilliant, gentle, and humble man. He's definitely an inspiration for many young Catholics out there, especially those with a zeal for tradition. And it just really bothers me that to fit this Hollywood narrative that they were willing to throw him under the bus and make him look like a stereotype when, imagine yourself in his position. You're doing what you can to reform the church and to pick up the pieces, and you're also probably carrying a lot of pain because of what happened with your cousin, and people still have the nerve to call you the Nazi Pope. I guess this was kind of a rant, but it's just something I want people to know. As for the movie, if you're watching it for entertainment, go crazy. But if you're looking for education, you won't find it in this movie. That's all I have to say. Thanks everyone who tuned into this video. I don't make videos very much, but this is just something I felt very strongly enough. So once again, thank all of you for tuning in. God bless all of you.